Wagwan, what's great? Chef here, John Morris again, man. Presenting to you how to make, yeah, man, Jamaican beef patty. If that is something that sounds interesting to you, ensure to just watch the intro, forward, and let me show you how to deal with the patty. They really sweet.
We know about sardine, mackerel, bully beef, chicken foot, chicken neck, chicken back. Nothing I waste, nothing I dash way.
So in order to get the perfect patty all the time, the most crucial step is within the dough. A lot of people underestimate the patty dough, and that is the flaky or puff pastry. That's the pastry that you want to use. Bear in mind, the flaky pastry has layers of butter, hence it give it those nice crusts. You don't know, you not enjoy patty unless crumbs about the place and you're not the place. You know where I found from? So I'm going to be showing you how to get that pastry done the really sweet to achieve perfect layers of flakes all the time. So forward, let me show you what I want. So we have here some all-purpose flour, baking powder, we have Himalayan pink salt. Yes, I'm going to say pink salt. You know what I say? You can use the regular table salt if you choose to. Over here we have some granulated sugar. Right here we have curry powder and some turmeric. We also have butter, shortening, and buttermilk. It's a fat-based pastry, so it's layered with fat to achieve those flakes. Now, I chose to use the buttermilk instead of water in this recipe to achieve the maximum flakiness that I'm looking for. And not just butter alone, but I'm also using the shortening. So putting that extra fat into the dough. Half the amount of this butter and half the amount of that vegetable shortening. Alright, so just get that butter into cubes just so it breaks down easier within the flour. For the remainder of the butter, we're going to put this back in the fridge because we want to keep this as cold as possible. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be using my fingers because you see already the kitchen is very hot. It's summertime, and once I touch the butter it starts to melt. We don't want that, right? So I'm going to use a fork to mix everything in. So what you want to do now, you want to use a fork to break up these butter within the flour. What you're trying to achieve is like a breadcrumb consistency. I could use straight turmeric, but me personally, I don't like the taste of just the turmeric alone. The curry powder gives it more flavor. You know where I come from? And a lot of people may use just the food coloring. So with that, you're just going to have that flavor in the meat and not the pastry. I gave my friend the other day, if you watch that video, where my Asian friend reacted to the Jamaican patty, he loved it.
The one that tastes in the superstores is like regular pastry on the outside, and then the taste is just in the meat. Yeah. But this one is both, like it's just mixture, you know?
Yeah. So that's a result of adding a little bit of sugar. You know what I mean? Just like when I make a fried dumpling there, and a little bit of sugar and the crust. Not too much, you don't want anything sweet, you try to stick to savory. You see me? So that's the thing right there. Look at that beautiful golden color. Gonna add that buttermilk, extra butter, and this is very cold milk. We'll just mix that in. So this also helps to keep the butter cold, which that's what we want. I want you guys to pay attention to each tip that I'm giving you because this is going to ensure that you have the perfect patties all the time. So if you realize here, my dough is a bit sticky. That's what I want. Just gonna go in with my hand, just remove the excess from the bowl. Quick and easy. Look at that dough. You want to wrap this up in plastic wrap, store it in your refrigerator for half an hour, or an hour is very ideal. And what that will do now is to rest that dough, solidify the butter, making it, because you need the dough to be a bit firm when you're working with it, right? So half an hour to 1 hour in the refrigerator. We're going to now work on the filling, and of course the filling consists of lean ground beef. Alright? So gonna go right ahead. We're using the lean ground beef because one, we do not want to get that filling oily. So we use lean ground beef. What a lot of people don't do, they'll season the ground beef while they have it in the pot. I'm going to season the ground beef before I add it to the pot. Break that ground beef. So we're gonna add some onion powder, garlic powder, a dash of black pepper, half the amount because we're gonna put half the amount when we're doing our saute. I don't have any fresh ginger, so I'm using ground ginger. Going it a little bit in there. My homemade all-purpose seasoning in. That's good. Set this aside for now. Right here we have some green onions, also known as scallion. We have some diced white onion. You know what I say? The star of the show, Scotch bonnet pepper, and some carrots, diced, right? You don't want that. Just a little bit of seed for a kick, and that's it. Our frying pan is nice and heated. We're gonna heat that with about a tablespoon and a half of oil. Nothing too much. I'm gonna go in now with the first thing here, my onions. Hear that sizzle? We're gonna saute this off for about a minute until translucent. You know what I say? Bring out the flavor in the thing, man. I'm on medium high right now. Non-stick is the best pan to use because we don't want the beef sticking to the pan, you know? I'm gonna add my carrots. When I'm making anything with beef, I like to use carrots. You know what I'm saying? These are nice little flavor. I'm gonna hit that now with some minced garlic. We have garlic in the beef, but we need some fresh garlic. You know what I'm saying? We put the garlic in at this stage because you know garlic will burn easily. You see, so we don't want to burn that. Pepper. So we season the beef and we season our vegetables because we're developing flavor. So I put the remainder of that pepper in, hit that with some dry thyme. I don't have any fresh thyme, so I'm using the dry thyme. And a touch of salt, nothing much, about a quarter teaspoon. Just to bring out that flavor in the onions, you know what I'm saying? My green onions and pepper. Gonna hit that with some soy sauce. Oyster sauce, and of course some tomato ketchup. Whatever you season the food last week, that's the first thing you're gonna taste. The first thing you season it is the last thing you're gonna taste. I know it sounds confusing, but that's cooking. So you want to season it with the stuff that you want to actually taste. So like the spices, the pepper in the beginning. So when you eat that food and the last thing you taste is that beautiful taste at the back of your tongue. You see me? So that's basically a step of how they flavor food. You see me? This smells great already. That's how I like to do it. Alright, so that looks like a nice jerk marinade. Alright, flavor is there. This has its own flavor. We're gonna go in now with our beef. I work with so many people over the years, and for some reason they always think that they have to cook ground beef for 2 hours. No, you don't have to. If you're making shepherd's pie, which I have a video out on, if you're making meatballs, which I have a video out on, 20 not even minutes and it's cooked. For this patty, trust me, once I get all that pink out and this meat is broken down, 15 to 20 minutes and this beef is ready. Don't be fooled, my people. I don't oxtail and curry wood. You don't have to cook out the beef, so. You see me? Look at this now. So break that to ensure even cooking of the beef. Not only do I use the ketchup, but I also use a little bit of tomato paste. You know what I say? More acidic and it's not that sweet. Right in with my tomato paste. So we put that soya sauce in. Give us a bit of color, but mostly flavor, right? There's nothing more frustrating than a white looking filling in a patty. Come in, man. Give it things some grace. Be graceful. Add a little bit of browning in the thing. You see me? Nothing too much, because guess what? You don't want the thing to become bitter. So, boom. Measure out the thing. If we need to add more, wait until this gets all the liquid. So mix that in thoroughly, like that. And then I'm gonna cover this on medium low and allow it to cook for about 10 minutes. Then we get back to it. Alright. So what we're gonna add to that is a little bit of juice. So we're gonna add breadcrumbs, but not just any regular breadcrumbs. We're using the panko Japanese style breadcrumbs, and that is breadcrumbs without the crust, and it's not flavored. We don't want any more flavor in this, right? And what the breadcrumbs does is to absorb any excess oil that is there and make the beef nice and moist. So use about 1/4 cup of that breadcrumbs, and we'll mix that in. Alright, so I have here 2 ounces of water. I'm gonna add about 1/4 teaspoon more of that browning. The beef looks a bit white. I don't want that. I need it to have that nice brown color. So we'll just add that in with the water. Breadcrumbs already in. You hear that? It's a bit moist. Turn down the stove low, you don't want to burn this. I'm just gonna give this a taste right now. There's a little bit of salt. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of my all-purpose seasoning. Allow that to cook for 5 more minutes. So yeah, that is practically finished. We just see. It's just relaxing right there, and we have a little bit of liquid going on, a little bit of moisture, nothing much. We're gonna leave that, turn the stove off. Boom. Put that on the back burner because we want that to cool down. Here we have our dough, nicely chilled. See, firm to the touch, very firm. That's what you want. On your clean surface, you're gonna add a bit of flour. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Tell them the only thing we sprinkle boy have flour. I feel like the people know me, but they need to know me. Say in a real life, I saw me stay. I just talk some bag of things. But yeah, what? The only powder we have sprinkle boy have flour. But tell the people when I sprinkle flour, and I sprinkle some different type of powder. I'm not talking about baby powder and a chip. If you tap it, you understand? Stop holding you out them anyway. Sprinkle little flour and not no dirty powder on the dough. Right? Both sides. That's why we make this thing nice and soft, because we know we're going to add flour. We don't want to dry it out. We have a little bit of flour as well on the rolling pin. And we're just going to roll that out nice and even. See, roll this out about 1 centimeter thick, and trust me, you know, if my maths teacher see this, you'll be very proud. You see me? Man know the measurements. To some people. Alright my people, you see that thickness? Beautiful. Right across. That's what you want. We don't want to break up the dough, you know. So guess what we do? Use the butter, and I'm going to be using a peeler. Yes, a peeler. I'm going to peel the butter like. You see me? Because the last thing I want, you know, but the butter have to be frozen. I have to work your hands because this will melt on you. And I'm peeling the butter here, just so. And let me explain to them why I'm peeling the butter. Because I don't want to cut it and then have chunks. So when you roll out the dough, it starts to break through the dough. No, I don't want that. So I'm just gonna use my peeler and peel the butter. I'm gonna spread that all over. Shortening is very soft, so you don't have to worry about that part. No matter how you freeze up, the shortening is soft. Alright, we're gonna fold this now. Boom, 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 boom. Get a bit of flour now on there. Flip it over. Get a bit on here. Flour the surface. Boom. Your rolling pin already have a bit of flour. And then you're going to roll that butter now within the dough. Yes. That's so come here, go get the flakes, my people. You see me? More butter. Alright, so at this point, this is the final rolling process because I already got all my butter and shortening in the dough. Alright, fold this. Put flour in between because you don't want to stick. Add a bit of flour to that pan. Add that in. Remember now, we've been working the dough so the butter is melting a little bit. So what I want to do, put this back in the fridge now to rest for 30 more minutes, and then we're going to roll that out, cut it, add the filling and bake. So stay tuned. I have here my beef still covered and everything. Right, get all that juice in. You hear that? You see that? Nice and moist, beautiful color. The element of surprise that I like to do with my beef. Look at this. Looks a bit chunky, so guess what? This is what I like to do personally. I like to give it a slight little blend. You know what I say? Bring those flavors together and get that ground beef nice and smooth. I'm gonna add a bit of water, just like that, because we're just going to pulse this. So you see now, because I pulse like 3/4 of it all the way and then have a little bit, so you still have definition. Dough is nice and firm. But guess what? Just unfold it like this. So I'm just going to be using half the amount of this dough because I'm not trying to make all the patties tonight. So right now I'm not going to be using this. I'm going to leave it in my fridge, right? If you're not going to be using it for a while, you can leave it in the freezer. Take it out the night before to allow the dough to thaw out. But this, I'm going to probably use it before the week ends. You know what I say? The surface again. Get that dough on there. Add a bit on the flour. And we're going to roll. So I'm going to be making 4 patties from this, right? So I like to fold my dough like this in half first, so it gives me an idea where to start the filling and where to end it, and just use like my finger and just do a little thing like this. So that's basically where the meat will go, right? So now I'm going to go in with about 3 to 4 ounces of that meat right on that shape that I made. Just use a spoon, spread that to the lines where I made. Alright, so you dip in your egg mixture, get the excess off. Gonna brush the edges of the dough. Fold that over. Boom. Touch it to the sides. Tap it slightly like that. Use a finger to conceal everything. Dip our fork into our flour. And then we're gonna press. Ensure not to pierce where the filling is. We're just gonna press to create a design and also for extra lock. Beautiful. And then now just get your pizza cutter and you just slice the excess. off. Bring that around. And there you have a beautiful enclosed patty. See? Still have those layers of fat going on. I'm gonna put this now onto a tray. So the tray that you want to use, I'm using a pizza tray here. It's the best one because it has those holes at the bottom, which will ensure that dry heat will rise and make the bottom as crispy as the top. You don't want the bottom to be soggy, so don't put this on any grease paper or anything that has no hole in it. The patty has a lot of butter in the crust, so it should be fine without grease paper. And we're gonna repeat. I have here one tray. Just put it down on top like that. Then I'm gonna go in with some egg wash, just so we get a beautiful golden crust. The crust is already yellow. We just need a little bit of help. And into our preheated oven of 425 degrees Fahrenheit. If you want to see a mukbang or a reaction of what these patties actually are, I have a video that I put out before this one. You can check that one out. As I said before, the recipe for this will be on my Instagram, so follow me on Instagram if you want the full recipe to making these delicious Jamaican beef patties. Now, for the moment of truth, let's break into one. First, let us show you what the crust looks like. See that? See that? Flaky and nice. Cut one of this, show you. Got that beautiful beef within. Alright, so there you have it, how to prepare Jamaican beef patty here on Morris Time Cooking It. If for any reason you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. You know what I say? That will make the thing reach on top of the suggestion board so other people can know how to achieve the perfect crust with flavor as well as a perfect filling. You know what I say? With flavor. Remember to subscribe to the thing, hit the notification bell because I tell you, I have some heat that's coming your way, but we need the gas, which is the viewers, fuel the thing. You know what I say? So once again, from my heart, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the suggestions on making this Jamaican beef patty. You see me? If you don't like this video, it's okay. Not everybody like peaches. You know where I'm from? So if you have a different method of how you make your patty, leave it in the comment section. Smash the like button, as I say. Share the thing on your Facebook page to your family and friend. Make them know Morris Time Cooking there. You see me? No flow for the loving and big up. I go grab a bite. But if you want to see the real mukbang, check out the other video at the end of the screen. I'm done. Look at how flaky that is. If you don't have crust, you're not a patty. Until next time, safe travel on the gravel and go and big up on yourself. I'm out.
See you another dinner for later. But know you're fast, girl, you have to tell me. Cause any man can feed you. So that's why you always take me to the kitchen. Yeah, yeah, yeah.